So hello guys, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be going through why your Amazon business is going to actually cost you more than you think to start up and continue running, which basically means to talk about cash flow and the general startup costs you don't really think about when you're starting your Amazon business and how much that affects what kind of products you can sell. Because if you have a certain budget, then you may not be able to search for and find the product you actually want to sell with that budget to sustain them and keep them growing and growing like we need to do, and we need to reinvest with a new Amazon business. So I hope you're going to enjoy this video, guys. Let's get into it. So just as I said in the intro, guys, we're going to be going through how much it costs to start your Amazon business, and more in particular, can you start with less than £1,000 and what problems is that going to bring you? So in this video, we're going to make a few assumptions on prices and estimates and things like that. Obviously, there's going to be fluctuations, there's going to be outliers, but for the majority, most of the figures in this video are going to be accurate. So let's just assume, just for the sake of this video, you want to start Amazon with or less than £1,000. What kind of hurdles are you going to face and what kind of costs are you going to receive that you might not be able to afford, and reasons why you might be able to launch the products that you want to launch. I feel like that didn't make sense at all, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. So in general, when we are looking to sell products on Amazon, we're looking for a minimum of 200 plus sales per month and a price of around £15 to £30. Yes, you can find products with less than £15, but generally it's really hard to find good profit margins or even make a profit at all with products less than that. Yes, you can find products that are above £30 and sell them, but as I said, just for the sake of this video, we're going to just be using some standard ranges just to get a grasp of what I'm trying to say. So average 200 sales per month and around that kind of price range, what does that mean for our budget? So if we're looking to sell a product that's selling 200 units per month, if we go ahead and order 50 units, I'm pretty sure every single person watching this video can see the problem with that. We're going to be selling 200 units per month. If we only order 50, we're going to run out immediately. We're not going to be able to launch our product or even get to the first page, because the amount that we're going to have to do in PPC, if you choose to go that route, or if you choose to go through giveaways, whichever way you choose to launch your product, and I've got a video on all the ways you can launch your product, and I'll link that in the card above right now. But however you choose to launch your product, if you've only got 50 units, you're not even going to get to the first page. And if you do, you're going to be there for maybe a day or two before you run out of stock. If providing your listing is good, your price is good, and your product's going to actually sales, you're not going to be there for very long before you run out of stock, and then you're going to lose all your rank coming back to stage 1 again. So you have to order a certain amount of units to be able to sustain a product of that type. So if you're going to search and order a product that's selling 200 units per month, you want to order at least 200 units per month to launch, get to the first page, and possibly, but probably not, have enough time to get more units to Amazon before they sell out. So as of I've noted a few more reasons on the screen here. You want to order 200 units minimum, because also the suppliers themselves, guys, they have a minimum order quantity. If I want to, and my trusty prop here that I always use, if I want to sell black tape, and I find a supplier who's going to sell me that black tape, I can't just order 10, 20, 30 units from them, because it's going to cost them more money to make that than they're getting from me. So they're going to have a minimum order quantity of units that I have to order from them, so they'll actually make the order. And normally this is around 200 to 250 units for most products. So not only do you need to order that amount to have a chance of surviving for that product, but you can't really order less than that because the supplier won't physically give it to you. So we need to order 200 units for that reason. We need to rank on the first page, and if we're not, we're going to rank out of, run out of stock even very quickly before we can get more units to Amazon. And I'm going to talk more on that point in the later slides. So we have to order 200 units, and I'm pretty sure I've gone over that a few times now, so we've definitely established that. So let's look at the actual cost per unit if we decide to do that. So if we're going to sell a product on Amazon for between £15 and £20, averagely, and like I said, guys, there's going to be outliers, but averagely, the unit cost for that product is going to be around £2 to £5 if you're selling it for around that price. Obviously, if you're going to sell a £100 product, it's going to cost you at least maybe £10, £20 to order it from your supplier. So you can see how this kind of works. And if you're going to sell a product between £20 and £30, it's going to be around £3 to £10 just to buy from your supplier. That's just kind of common sense, guys. I'm sure you can see how that works. So if we go and take the best possible scenario here, this is literally the cheapest you could get it at this price for almost 90% of the time. So I'm really giving everyone here the benefit of the doubt even, and going as cheap as possible. So let's say we find a product for £2, okay? And we're going to order 200 of those for the reasons we've already talked about. That's already £400, okay? Then we want to go into the shipping. We want to ship our goods directly from the supplier directly to Amazon. Perfect, very, very easy. And for most people, they're going to do sea shipping because air shipping is going to be maybe 3 or 4 times the price. So for a normal shipment that's going to cost £300, sea shipped, it's going to be in the thousands for air shipping. And for us who are just starting, and definitely on a tight budget, you're not going to want to go for air shipping. It's just not cost effective, even if it is faster. So we're going to say it's going to be around £300 for the sea shipping to around $350. But like I said, best possible scenario, we're going to go for £300, which is the base. That's the minimum. It doesn't really go below that with a normal UK freight forwarder. Then we've got the duties of £24 and the VAT that's charged on everything above that. So the duty, shipping and unit cost, which comes out to £144. So our total now, just to get our units to Amazon, is already £870. So if you're looking at starting Amazon for less than £1,000 altogether, just to order the minimum amount of units you possibly can at the cheapest price you probably possibly could, to sell a product that's £15 or more, and to get the cheapest shipping cost possible and everything else, just the cheapest you possibly could, you're already at £870. So, like I said, we're at 870, that's perfect, we're less than £1,000, but we haven't factored in any of these following. We haven't talked about product research tools. So you've got Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout by itself, that's say £70 in like UK, transfer from dollars to UK. Then we've got the Jungle Scout web app, that's maybe £30. So right there, we've got 100 quid. We've got samples. Say you order 3 samples and they are £30 to £35 each. You've got another £100 there. You've got the Amazon Pro Seller account. So you're going to make that before you order your goods. The lead time to make your goods might be 30 days. The shipping time might be 30 days. So straight away, you have your Pro Seller account for 2 months. That's £60. Then you've got keyword tools, product launch tools, email automation tools. If you want to use any of this stuff, you're going to have to pay for it before you get money back. So your keyword tools, maybe that's £20, £30 to make your listing and fully optimize it. Then you've got your product launch tools. So if you're going to use Viral Launch to do giveaways or even jump send, that's going to be between £30 and £70 per month. Then you've got automation email tools. So I completely lost my train of thought there. So email automation tools, you might have £20, £30 a month on that. Then you've got the cost of your images. So you can do your images completely for free. It doesn't cost you anything, but they're going to be subpar. If you want to build a proper listing and a long-term moneymaker, you've got to actually invest in it. This is a business, guys. You've got to put in what you want to get out. And I'm going to show you an example of that right now of someone who's taken their own images compared to someone who's actually used a professional to take their images for them. So just as I was saying, guys, we can see here, this person's taken their own images most likely, or they've paid 20 quid for their images. They're not very good. Obviously, they're okay. You can see their listing. It's a plain white background. It's very sharp. It looks quite nice, okay? Their listing is completely fine in like picture-wise. Their title is still completely terrible, but the pictures aren't too bad, okay? That one's okay. The last one, it's like you can see it's all focused in. It looks very good. They've got an annotated picture here. It looks very clean, okay? And this is fully acceptable on Amazon. It looks okay, and I'm sure it would do okay. But if you actually want to invest in your listing and maximize the amount of sales, because at the end of the day, guys, if you're going to pay for images and you're going to make your listing look amazing, you're going to get more sales from that. So, like I said, whatever money you put in, it's what you're going to get back. You need to invest in what you want to get back. So, if you invest in your listing, like a guy selling the exact same product as here, just look at the difference. Like a professional has done these pictures. You can see how much better they are. This guy's pictures are absolutely fine, but they're just not on the same level as this person's. So, he's got all his stuff laid out, and it looks so much cleaner and sharper. So if we go back to this one, he has his pictures, they're all like zoomed in, and got the phased out background, there's a good word for it, no idea what it is, but he's got those kind of pictures that look good, but they're just nothing in comparison to this guy. And if these were the same price, and I had to choose between the two, I would go with this one every single day of the week because his listing's so much better. So he's made a sale from me based on his listing, so even if it cost him maybe £100, £200, £300 to get these pictures, over the lifetime of that product, if he keeps like continuing with it, that's going to pay back tenfold. So I just wanted to show you that, to show an example of why it's important to invest in your images. But if I go back to the PowerPoint now, we can talk about the rest of the reasons why it's going to be harder to start with less money. So let's just assume that you decide to take your own pictures, even though we've just seen how subpar they can be. So you've got zero cost for the images, or you could have a cost of £200-300. But let's say you've got zero. Then you've got the cost of learning. Whether you invest in a course, you invest in a mentor, you invest in a coaching call or not, it's going to cost you to learn through mistakes. Because if you're not going to follow a proven method and you're going to do it all by yourself, what's the chances you're going to do it perfect first time and get the cheapest price for everything? Probably not. You're probably going to make mistakes. You're probably going to lose a bit of money. You're probably going to do things that are going to cost you more than they should have. And even doing that, guys, even doing something for £20 that you could have got for £5 if you knew a different way to do it, that's still really a mistake. You could do it better. And even if you think you're not going to make a single mistake, I can promise you now that if you don't have someone to teach you or someone to follow and to show you and guide you basically through PPC, advertising and launching your product, you are going to burn a hole in your pocket by doing PPC and all this stuff and learning it by yourself. So that is 100% going to be a cost for you, whether you consider it a mistake or not. It's going to cost you a lot of money. So now we've been over absolutely everything else in this slide, but you can already see the cost of mounted up well over £1,000 in the best case scenario. Have you even thought about this? Have you thought about reordering? You've got a lead time of 60 days. It's going to take your manufacturer, on average, 20 to 30 days to make 200 units. Then you ship by sea. That's going to take around 30 days to get to Amazon. So you've ordered 200 units of a product that sells 200 per month, not to mention that you've got to actually launch that product. You're going to have to sell more than them at first. So you get to the first page, you run out, then it's going to take 60 days for you to get back in stock again, providing you order immediately. And if you've put all of your money into your first product, say £1,000, which we've already like considered that it's going to be more than that, do you have another £1,000 to reorder before you've even made any money back from that first load you've put in? Because if you're putting money into it, you've launched your product, and during the launch you're probably going to lose money or even break even. You've got no money back yet. Do you have enough to reorder before you run out so the rest of your units get there so you hold rank? If not, basically what's going to happen, you're going to invest all your money in 200 units. They're going to get to Amazon, you're going to spend loads of money launching and make nothing back to get to the first page. Then you're going to run out of stock, get less money back than you put in, and then you're just going to be completely fucked. You're not going to be able to order more units. You're going to run out of stock, you're going to lose your rank. Then in 60 days when the rest of the units get there, then you have to relaunch, then you're going to lose rank again. It's going to be the same evolving process until you actually start with enough money to sustain that product. So this is what I'm saying, guys. If you're going to try and do Amazon with a less than subpar amount, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder for you. Let's just say, for example, if we're going to use an example that's going to kind of relate to this, if you're going to buy a car and you want a really, really, really cheap car, you can buy a car for £200-300. I completely acknowledge that, and you can start Amazon for less than £1,000. But even if you do get a car for £200 to £300, just as if you start Amazon with less than £1,000, the amount that's going to cost you in repairs to build that car up to a point where it's not always breaking down, not always having problems, not always going to the shop, you could have just bought a good car and it would have been completely fine first time. But now you're going to be struggling, it's going to be breaking down, you're going to have all these problems just because you try to start with less than the amount you need, really. So just think about cash flow and if you actually have enough to afford the product that you're starting. So this has been a very serious video, guys. Not many people actually talk about this topic. You just want to sell you the dream and say it's all perfect, but it's not. You need money to start, you need cash flow, and without this, you're going to find it very, very difficult, if not fail altogether. So I hope you've enjoyed this completely upright and honest video, guys. If you have, you know where the button is down below to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you want a full breakdown of every single cost and how much I think it costs completely, considering everything to start Amazon, let me know in the comments down below if I should do that video. And of course, give the video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next video.
Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself?